Deland, Florida and Sanford, Florida have many similarities and differences, and I'm often asked which is a better city to move to. As we seek to determine if Deland or Sanford is better to move to, there are several factors to consider. I'm a local realtor that's lived and worked here in Central Florida for many years, so today I'm going to review just a few factors including the cost of living, income, overall location, and lifestyle to help you determine if Deland or Sanford is better for you, and then I'm going to share why I prefer one of these cities over the other. Deland in Volusia County and Sanford in Seminole County are both county seats on the north side of Orlando. Sanford is the closest to Orlando, being about 30 or 35 minutes up by 4, and Deland is about 40 or 45 minutes up. Although Sanford's population is about 50% more than Deland, I think of both of them as similar sizes and potential destinations for someone considering the move to the Orlando area. If you're thinking of moving to Deland or Sanford, one major consideration may be the cost of housing. As of this recording, the median sale price of a single-family residential home in Deland over the last 90 days was nearly $347,000, and the median sale price of the same home down in Sanford was over $409,000. Now, Deland is a bit more rural, with some of it being in Lake County where there are many manufactured homes. I suspect this decreases the overall median price. Does this mean that Deland is full of manufactured housing or slums? Well, absolutely not. Deland has numerous very nice communities, and I'll include a couple of links that you might find helpful at the end of this video. Even if you're living in your mom's basement, you still have other expenses to consider. Although Florida has no state sales tax and is considered a low-tax state, we still don't live here for free. The sales tax in Volusia County is 6.5%, which is lower than the 7% down in Seminole County. Volusia County has the 6th highest millage rate in the state, whereas Seminole County is significantly lower, being the 50th highest of the 67 counties in Florida. Now, I don't know why taxes are higher in Volusia County, but it seems to be a reality these days. Before we get to how Deland and Sanford stack up regarding the cost of living, if you're finding value here, show your support for this small local channel by hitting the like button. If you'd like to be alerted when I post other videos just like this one, simply click the subscribe button and click that little notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I post other videos just like this. The overall cost of living in Deland is given a score of 94.9, which means that Deland's cost of living is 5.1% lower than the national average, while Sanford's was 105.7, or 5.7% higher than the national average. Now, the data that I found really makes my head spin because there are so many factors to consider that can alter the cost of living, and being someone that's lived here in Central Florida since the 80s, I don't see a big practical difference regarding the cost of living in these two places. Although Sanford is closer to Orlando than Deland, they're both what I'd consider to be suburbs of Orlando. Sanford also sits adjacent to Lake Mary, which has all sorts of tech and administrative jobs, so you'd think that the income would be much higher in Sanford than Deland. But according to Census.gov, Deland's median income of over $71,000 is a good bit higher than Sanford's $59,000. I can't really say why it's higher up in Deland. Maybe there are more retirees? Next, let's compare and contrast Deland and Sanford's location. Both are good for commuting to Orlando, although Deland's ride may be another 15 or 20 minutes depending on exactly where you live. Both are on I-4, the major highway here in Central Florida. Although it runs through the outskirts of Deland, it runs kind of more through the center of Sanford. Both feature access to the St. Johns River, which is the largest water body in the area. If you like the beaches or the forest, then Deland may be better, but if it's nightlife, Orlando, and the attractions that excite you, then maybe Sanford's a better option. Deland tends to have more of a small town, even a rural vibe to it. I noted earlier that some of Deland is in Lake County, which is very rural. Although it's increased quite a bit in recent years, traffic isn't much of a thing up in Deland. Sanford, on the other hand, does have traffic, especially during rush hour, and, except for maybe out on the west side of I-4, very little rural land. Determining whether it's better to move to Sanford or Deland really depends on your lifestyle. Neither Deland nor Sanford is very bougie. My kids are going to love it when they hear that I use that word. Sanford and Deland are pretty much middle-class America. Yes, there are low-income households in both cities, but neither has an abundance of multi-million-dollar homes. You'll need to go over to the beaches or Lake Mary or down to Maitland, Winter Park, or Orlando for all that fancy lifestyle. If you've got real estate needs anywhere in Central Florida, either leave a comment in the comments section below or simply pick up the phone and give us a call. Deland and Sanford both have wonderful downtown areas, perhaps the best two downtown areas in Central Florida. If my wife and I want to go out for a meal with friends or maybe have a drink, Downtown Deland or Sanford are both equal choices in our minds. We've got some videos on the best restaurants in both Deland and Sanford on our channel, so be sure to check them out after this video. Deland was voted the best main street in America in 2017, while Sanford's downtown area has been revitalized just in the last 20 years or so, and is really every bit as nice as Deland's in my mind. Winter Park, Mount Dora, Winter Garden, Claremont, and a few others in Central Florida also have nice downtown areas, but they're also a bit further away. Personally, I like Deland better. I prefer the small town and rural feel of Deland, and I absolutely hate the traffic. It seems like the sound of sirens always seems to be more prevalent down in Sanford. Maybe that's because when I'm in Sanford I'm out at busy times, or maybe it's just completely in my mind. Whether Deland or Sanford is better depends completely on you and your needs. I don't tell anyone if it's better to move to Deland or Sanford without asking several questions about who they are and what excites them. Here are those links I promised you earlier. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.